Welcome back, and if you're new here, I'm Adam Brazier. In this video, I'm editing your photos. I put a call out on my Instagram at Adam Brazier Portraits for you guys to send me your photos for me to edit. Let's get to it. So this first photo was sent in by Bianca. So what I'm going to do initially is do a quick frequency separation. If you don't know how to do that, you can check one of my previous videos where I explain exactly how to do this. So first I'm going to smooth the skin. So I'm going to do this by doing frequency separation. I'm going to first work on the low layer with the mixer brush, and I'm just going to blend everything together a bit smoother. So this way you can remove some darkness from under the eyes. It's always just blending in the same direction with the contours of the face. Just do the arms too. Cool. And it always helps to zoom in and out a little bit just so you can really see things in a different light. 'Cause if you just focus on one zoom, then you kind of miss things that you see when you zoom out. Cool, so I'm going to turn the high layer back on. Just going to use the healing brush. So yeah, just taking out the darkness under the eyes here. So yes, I think that's pretty good. So we turn back on the base, you can see the before and after here. Really smooth, so what I'm going to do now is just put some colour grading onto this. So let's do a selective colour. Yeah, that's good. A little before and after, you can really see how the colours have changed there. Let's do a black and white layer, get some contrast in here. Let's try that, change that to luminosity. And then we'll just drop the opacity down in there. Cool, that's looking good. Might do another black and white. Just take some saturation out of that. Just do a curve to brighten up some highlights. And we're going to do blend if. Yeah, just to affect the highlights. I might drop the opacity down there just a little bit. So you can see, just get that little bit of pop in the highlights there. It's looking nice. So what I might do now, there we go. Photo filter. I feel like a bit of warmth to this would be nice. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, so before and after. Boom, I'm happy with that. Save. So this next image was sent in by Charlotte, so let's get into this one. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do frequency separation again. Blend that lower layer. Give a bit of highlight into the nose. So again, this high frequency layer I'm editing here, this overlay on the curves, if you don't know how to do this, then you can go back and watch my previous video on frequency separation. I explain exactly how to do this, all of the numbers and stuff you need to type in, because yeah, if I try and explain that, I'll just take forever. So it's much easier if you go back and watch the previous one. And this is really challenging because I'm so used to editing huge 42 megapixel files from my normal camera. So to edit something that's just taken on a selfie camera on a phone can be really difficult. There's so little detail compared to what I'm normally used to. So I think it's even more important now to try and keep that skin texture if you can. This is going to be difficult here, getting rid of this hair over the mouth. Just going to make it really small. Slowly paint. There we go. Yeah, great, we're getting there on this one. It's just looking for any little patches in the skin. So here you can see there's a little red patch, so we're just going to edit that out. If you get any value from this and you want to see more videos like this, do consider subscribing. If you've got any ideas of videos you'd like to see going forward, just let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I'd really like this to become a two-way thing, so if you've got any comments or anything you'd like to see, do let me know and I'll just make a video on it. Cool, so how's that looking? Yeah, so that's a nice edit there. And then what I might do is come back to my previous one. And what you can do is if you select everything, put it into a group, you can copy that group onto another photo. So if you've made one edit style, you can put that into every single thing that you're doing. That's always a good start, because if there's certain things you do every time, you can make an action, or you can just copy it and paste it from a previous thing. Because it's a really nice start point there. I think what I might do is just blur out this background a bit. So filter, blur, let's do a lens blur to start with. And then I might just put a bit of motion on top of that as well. Filter, blur, motion blur. Let's just put a bit going like that. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to make a mask on that, invert it, Command I, and then I'm just going to paint over the areas that I want the mask to show through. So I'm going to do that with white on top of the mask. This is a really quick way to just quickly edit a bit of blurry background in. It works well for images like this, and you can also bring it a bit over the image if you want. If I put my flow down to say 10, it's going to be a lot more subtle as it comes through. So I'll slowly build it up. I'm just painting back to get a bit of details back on those edges. So we can see what it looks like with and without the blur. Then what I might do now is just put another quick layer on top and just paint something on. Let's just get a bit of colour into this image. So some pink I think is going to work quite nicely. Maybe change that layer style, see what we get here. It's quite interesting, so let's just drop the opacity. Of course, we can see like a before and after there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Boom, let's go on to the next one. So this one's sent in by Phoebe, so let's edit this. So I think first I might just do a 4x5 crop. Edit out a bit of that background. Okay, the skin's pretty perfect here, so there's not actually much we need to do, but we'll go into it anyway. There's always a little bit you can do. So I first started doing these isolation selfies, as I call them, when we first went into lockdown due to coronavirus. I obviously couldn't go out to shoot anymore, so I was like, well, how can I use the skills that I've got to help other people and still have that creative outlet? So yes, I just made a call out on Instagram and got a lot of responses, like literally hundreds. So I thought I'd just do a video, show you guys exactly how I did those. And then if you want to do them yourself as well, if you've got any selfies you want to edit, or just pictures of friends or whatever it is, like you can use all these techniques. Of course, yeah, see that's just softened it off. Okay, let's paste that layer in again. Cool, and I'm going to actually hide that and come back and just edit this high texture. Because the aim here is to leave as many freckles as possible. And just deal on the other parts. It can be quite difficult when you've got so many, but freckles always look really great. What is useful as well is the fact that because this is a phone image and you lose so much detail, there's a few bits of the skin that do actually still have some detail on them, so we can always paint those back into the areas that have lost them. So you can see here I'm now adding skin texture back in where there was previously none. And this just kind of helps a more overall detailed image. Yeah, there we go. Because we've got all the colours into a group, we can actually just change the opacity of the whole group, and that'll really affect like how much of the effect we're putting onto the image. So I feel like that's too much there, but if I bring it back, actually has quite nice colours that comes through. I feel like again, let's just blur out that background a little bit. Let's maybe do a radial blur this time. So we're going to select it from roughly where her face is. Zoom. So I'm going to put a mask and invert that like before. And we'll just paint in. Yeah, like that. Cool, and then we might just put a quick, might add some highlight into the eyes. So just going to do curves, just boost that a bit, invert that mask, and then paint white into the eyes. And you can see how dramatic that's made them. Boom, on to the next one. So this image is sent by Veal. Going to get into this one now. I think as the composition goes, I think I might just like bring it in a bit and rotate it. And we get her face right in the center there. Cool, and again, we've got some great skin here. Just going to blend it a little bit more. So we'll do the same as before. We'll go to frequency separation. I feel like frequency separation works really well on these kinds of images. Like if you're editing more high-end ones, you might use dodge and burn, but with the level of detail that's in these, frequency separation it works so well. Great. We'll just see if there's anything that needs touching up in the high layer. Let's have a look at that. Pretty perfect. Just a few little spots here and there, but apart from that, we're good. These are techniques you use normally for much higher end images. It's often quite fun to just work on other things. Also, it's really nice to just like work with the community and just see just help them out. Like if people want some photos editing, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, so like really minimal change there, but you can see it still does make a difference. Paste our look from before. Oh, I really like the way that looks. Because what I think I might do, because I really like the way this image is looking up here, is maybe just darken off all this background here to really have your focus on the face and the hair. So let's do that. So make our curves. And then we're just going to use a mask and paint on white to reveal the curves there below. Just darken off that background. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to paste a galaxy image over the top. So we've got this. But because there's so much black in this image, why don't we just make it space? Of course, just play with the blend modes to just see what. I think screen's probably the one here, and then I'm going to mask this. Invert the mask, and I'm just going to paint back on to slowly reveal the galaxy behind. If we use a low flow here, then we'll have a lot more control about exactly where it comes out. And a few little dots to highlight stuff. Let's add a little layer of black just to mask in this background behind. Yeah, why not? We'll save it there. So I might put a bit of a highlight in the eye first. I feel like as we've gone spacey with it, we might as well go. Maybe add some colour into the eyes too. So let's do curves there to just brighten it. Let's just add some colour into there, maybe some pink. Just going to change this to colour. And then drop it so it's obviously it's pink, but let's try and make it a little bit more realistic. Boom, so let's do a before, after. Obviously, really crazy one, but it's really up to you what you do with this. So yeah, have fun, be creative. Thanks so much for watching. This is definitely a different one here. But if you want to see more editing videos, do click subscribe and the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post something. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that at Adam Brazier or at Adam Brazier Portraits, depending on what you fancy. And see you in the next one. Boom.